Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's Spotlight On, where we bring you current and past cast members of the hit NBC show Days of Our Lives to discuss their time on Days. I am your host, Tony Moore, and I am joined by my chocolate twin. We have
James Lott Jr.
And of course, to the far
I'm not
left.
moving away. I'm not going in the next studio. You're stuck with me.
I was hoping by saying far a few times,
I'd get up and leave.
Well, it would just put you further. We have the guy whose hair is longer than an episode of Days.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Mark J. Freeman in the house.
And of course, we are joined by a very special guest. He is the original Dario Hernandez. Please give it up for Francisco San Martin.
Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Muy bien, ¿y tú?
Bien.
Stop it right there, bro. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got. Well, we're very fortunate to have you in the studio because, as I just said, you are the original Dario. You originated the role, and the new Dario just started. So I figured this would be great to kind of catch fans up on Dario.
There you go.
In stereo.
I know. Wow, that was crazy. Okay.
All right, so
And help yourself to pizza rolls.
yes, because we always have.
I
pizza
am an
rolls for
actor in
guests.
Hollywood, so
He's like, no.
probably not gonna eat that.
Listen, you can have one. It's
One,
totally
okay,
fine.
all right.
Yeah,
You can throw it up. I'll show you where the bathrooms are.
Oh, great! That always works.
Now, what
Okay, I'll have yours.
what I want to start off with is that before you came on as Dario, you were actually on Days before as I think they named him Javier.
Yeah, I think it was Javier. Yeah,
I saw it on
yeah.
a thing and I meant to write it down. I don't think I did.
Yeah.
yeah, it was Javier. Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty sure.
and it was during the whole like there was this like virus that broke out and like you were the patient that died from it.
Yeah.
And I found pictures of it. Because luckily for Google and Bing, there's pictures. So there's a photo of you with Mark Hapka, who plays
Love my
Nathan,
coloring.
and and Molly Burnett. So yeah, and then like it was about I feel like a month after that aired, you came on as Dario.
Yeah, well, it was kind of insane because they booked me for an under 5 role, and I literally walked in and auditioned for Marnie, and she saw me in this picture when I went to Mozambique, to Africa, to take some pictures of some kids. It actually happened. And she's like, well, I think you're perfect for the role, blah, blah, blah. So I read the lines. It was very easy. And then I went to set, and I'm like, oh, well, this scene's pretty easy. I mean, I didn't think it was anything difficult. But the casting director, the director at the time came up to me afterwards, and he's like, look, we really liked you. And just, keep an open mind. We might reach out to you. So literally, I was walking off the set, and my manager called me, and he's like, well, they want to book you for a contract role. And I'm like, what?
Wow.
So I've never heard of that. Those are like the kind of
Yeah.
Hollywood stories that never happen.
Yeah.
So, So literally, I went like a week later, and I read for another part that they had just written up on the spot. And I was leaving that day for Spain.
Oh wow.
Because I was just planning on staying this summer in LA.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, for whatever reason this takes me back, then I'll just come
So
back.
you were here for a summer
For a summer, yeah.
and got an under 5.
Under 5.
And a contract role.
And a contract
And
role.
I've been here for 15 years.
I was lucky. I feel like when you come
I'm
into
kind
it,
of done.
when you come into it with no expectations, and I didn't really know how to navigate anything, so I was kind of just like,
Yeah.
well, I'm just gonna give it my all. If whatever happens, happens.
Right.
Whereas now it's like you understand the importance behind every single audition that you go to, and a lot
Right.
of times you can get nervous, but I didn't really care.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, if it doesn't work out, whatever, I can just go back to Spain.
Well, clearly it worked out because Dario was born.
Yeah.
But he's
Go ahead. So go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was saying, just on a side note, you are a photographer.
I
And
am,
that's
yeah.
why, and that's why you were in Mozambique and other
Yeah,
places,
yeah.
actually photographing.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun that you were doing that. You were doing that, and you got the acting.
Yeah, it's funny how things kind of lead up to it, And then
Yeah.
my manager sent that picture in with like all these little kids behind me, and it was an amazing experience.
Yeah.
Humbling, and just I learned so much. So yeah, it was really, really nice.
For 2 seconds, James Lott Jr., I was like, "Oh, are you trying to get a photo shoot out of this? Are you trying to?
It's been a while since I've taken pictures, but I get it.
Okay.
Are you trying to get your ANTM on?
Right, exactly. Well, ready to smize at any time.
So when Dario first entered Salem, he started off as like a petty thief. Like going into this, and especially how you just said like you had no expectations or anything like that. Like was it intimidating for you to start this role? Like how were you feeling going into this role of Dario?
I mean, the audition process, like I said, wasn't intimidating at all. But once you see that the ball started to roll, and it started to roll very quickly, I was like, maybe I'm in over my head. I think that the first couple times that I was on camera, I was a little bit tense. But you just kind of like lean on your castmates, and they kind of tell you how to go about scenes and stuff. So it got easier with time. But yeah, I thought it was really funny how everybody kind of starts off as the outcast who's always trying to like make his way into Salem and stuff.
And then have you come from your character come from another country too? Like almost, was it something like that or something?
No, I don't think that there was much of a backstory. They're just like, oh, he's like coming
just
to
popped
seek
up one day.
vengeance and of his sister that died, and he's like stealing because he's in like the bad life or whatever. You know?
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I remember just how like all of a sudden it was like, oh, they have a brother, and I was like, oh, look at them trying to build their family,
which they're trying to do again now.
Yes, they are, because now
Currently.
I heard the mother came back, right?
She's coming back.
Yeah, she's coming back. Yeah,
and then there's another person that we don't know who she is that's coming.
Is she part of the family too?
I don't know if she's part of the family. There's another woman.
No,
There's two women.
Two Latinas coming.
Oh, I
There's two
thought.
coming.
Oh, I thought she was the chick in Philip's picture.
No.
There's
Oh, she's gonna
there's
be.
two coming.
There's two Latinas
Well,
coming.
listen, if you're gonna
But
build,
I think one is maybe like a past love, or I don't think it's an actual family member.
Oh.
But there is another. There's two women, I think.
I was gonna say, if you're gonna build a Latin family, you got a whole slew of people that you gotta like start bringing in. All of a sudden, like the Hernandez family is gonna be on an island on Salem, just all to themselves.
Yeah.
Did you watch? Did you watch or no family members watch telenovelas or American soap operas when you were growing up?
Well, the funny thing is that they wrote an article about me when I was was on Days, and yeah, I grew up watching Days, which was crazy.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I had a lot of memories when I was living in Montana when I was a kid, from the age of 5 to 13. I would watch Days all the time, and I have these memories of like Bo and Hope being like trapped in an avalanche.
They still are.
They still are.
They still are.
The relationship is going well. And like Marlena being possessed, like, and I was like, I got such a kick out of it. And I was like, I was pretty young, but I would watch it every time I would get back from school, and yeah, it was kind of like a routine thing.
Were you starstruck at all when you got on set?
A lot.
Were you?
A lot, yeah, because I'm like, these are the people that I used to watch when I was younger, but I actually went up to Hope and she didn't take it very well.
Oh, oops.
I'm like, I used to watch when I was younger, and I'm like this like 20-some-year-old
Right.
guy, and she's like, ooh, thank you. I don't know how to take that.
Oh, I'm sure she's heard it a lot.
Yeah.
So sorry about it.
She still looks good. Thank you for her.
Sorry, James.
She looks great. She looks great. She looks
Yeah,
great.
she looks good.
I feel like every Days must have a fountain of youth that we don't know about.
Yes, because
I'm
like
gonna go
Lauren
find out.
Coslow and all them, they look great.
Or just a lot of foundation and good lighting. That might be it too.
Yes, there you go.
So we count on here at AfterBuzz.
Well, some of us don't have to. Just saying.
Moving right along.
So as the character of Dario progressed, like what were your thoughts on Dario? Like, were you, because some people are like very excited about the direction of the character. Some people are like, there was a part where I was just like, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Like, what were your thoughts during that?
The funny thing is that I think it's really hard to break into soaps, and everybody told me this. They're like, they're gonna hate you. Just take it as it comes. Try to not read anything online, and I did try to do that, but I think that a lot of people like start to associate you with a character a lot of the times, because he was kind of a douchebag, you know, and people were like, oh well, I don't like Francisco. And I'm like, I'm not that person, you know. But yeah, there wasn't much of a liking to my character at first, but I think as time progressed, they saw that Melanie and I had a lot of chemistry. You know, Molly in real life, and it slowly started to kind of speak for itself, our relationship.
Yeah.
It was nice.
So how was that with you and Molly? Let's talk about that a little bit in front of Mark J. Freeman.
I like Molly.
No, I'm sorry, Melody. Sorry, Melody.
Molly we like, right? Molly.
Yeah, Molly,
Yes,
like.
we love Molly. Molly.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. It was really nice. I feel like I don't know. We had a really cool bond. We became buddies, you know, while we were on there, and I think that definitely shows when you're on air.
Was she whiny then too?
The character or Molly?
The character.
A
She was whiny, right?
A little bit. I think
You can understand my angst.
Molly is much more of a badass than
Yeah,
her character
oh, totally.
is.
I
Like,
agree with that.
I remember one scene where I had to come in and like save her from this burglar that somebody
Oh,
had
I
hired.
remember that.
I feel like the real Molly could like cut up.
Yeah.
But I had to go in and like save the day. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I started watching YouTube clips like just to refresh my memory, and I had to stop because most of them were with Melanie.
This is what we have to deal with all the time. That's why I feel like
Francisco, you know I love you. Can't watch it
That's
anymore.
probably the reason why there are no Jonases in Salem right now, because of all of them.
Daniel died.
Oh, he did?
That's my good news. I was waiting for you to get here to
Yes. No. I didn't mind
He's
him.
gone. Although we'll get into that later.
No, I didn't mind him. I thought he was cool.
Oh, okay.
Who else did? Because you interacted with quite a few people. There was Mark Hapka, Galen, Camila. How was it working with the rest of them and forming that like brother sister vibe with them as well?
It was cool. It was cool because I think when I went on the show, Galen naturally had this kind of brotherly instinct to like, okay, let's run the lines, let's do this, let's do that. So it was very easy. And Camilla and I we bonded instantly. And we actually hung out a lot around that time. We went to like San Diego together with her sister and the sister's boyfriend, and we had a lot of fun. So yeah, we developed a bond very early on, but as soon as I started, they like threw a ton of material at me because we're like, we have to give this guy a backstory or premise for being on the show. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe, like I literally had like half the script for like the first week.
Yeah.
Every day that I would read it.
I had read somewhere when you were talking about you yourself having gone to take photos with the kids and everything in Mozambique.
Yep.
I read that their idea for the character was somebody that was coming back from Africa or something, and that's why your picture stood out to them.
Oh,
that's what I read. Whether that's true or not, I don't know.
I read that also.
But I don't.
I
That's
didn't
what
even
I
know
had
that.
read. But that's why that picture stood out to them, because they were like, "Oh, we're creating this character that's coming back from."
Wow.
There.
Crazy. So I could have just walked in the room and done nothing, and they would have been like, "You're it."
You're from,
Perfect.
Well, I think the work spoke for itself as well. So
Thank you.
But
Maybe I should show my picture with Aloma Wright,
There you
who
go.
used to play
There you go.
Maxine.
oh,
could be your
you mean
son.
to
Right.
get cast?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen twice.
Yeah, he's like,
You never know.
Thank you, Francisco.
You gotta keep hopeful.
So can I tell a little bit about when we first met? Because we met a while back.
Yeah.
You came in to where I was working with our friend. We have a mutual friend, and it was so. It was one of those moments, and this happens to me all the time in LA, where you see somebody. Maria Bello? Is that her name? The actress Maria Bello? Something Bello.
yeah,
Is it Maria Bello? She came into my theater last night, and I kept looking at her like, God, I know her. Why does she look so familiar? And then she came to get her tickets and gave me her name, and I went, oh, that's why I know you.
You're an actress.
But it was the same thing with you. As you came with my friend, I just thought because you're with my friend, that's how I knew you. And I was just like in my head, I'm like, no, I would have remembered having a conversation with this guy. And then it was after you guys walked away and went to the other side of the room, I was like, oh my God, that's Dario.
Well, it's funny that happens a lot of the time, and it happens to me too.
Yeah.
Like I've gone up to people at my gym and I'm like, "Hey, how's it going?" They're like, "I do not know you."
Yeah. You
So-
totally do, because you feel like you know them because you watch them.
Right.
And then I'm always like, oh my God. And I do that. It happens to me, especially from bartending. Because there's so many people that recognize me from the bar, but I've waited on so many people that I don't remember everybody. So my first inkling is to go, okay, I have to remember who this is. I remember. Oh no, Deidre Hall. Got it.
That's a pretty
Got
big
it.
one though.
Yeah. That's what we got.
Well, she did, but my first or second day at the theater, she came in.
She came.
And I was sitting at my desk, and I started walking the theater, and I was sitting. I did it. I was like, oh, that lady looks like Deidre Hall. That's so fun. Okay, it's Deidre Hall.
There you go. That's why.
Yeah, it happens.
Well,
So,
speaking of other interactions, did you ever have any interesting fan interactions, seeing as how
I was well behaved, for the record.
I don't know
I did
about
ask for a
that.
You're a little
picture.
crazy. Like you came up to me, put your arm around me. I'm like,
We took a picture.
See, handsy.
We took a
No, you were
picture.
nice. You were nice.
He
You were
did let
handsy.
me take a picture,
No, you
and
were-
I think I tweeted it out
handsy.
earlier
No,
this
you were
week.
really nice. It took a lot of getting used to for me.
Yeah.
I know that some people like they bask in it and stuff, but it's very strange for me. Like going to events. We went to this event for Millions of Milkshakes with some of the cast members, and people were like, Francisco Dario, and I'm like, I don't. It's so weird that they know you and you don't know them.
Yeah.
And it's like you want to engage in conversation with them, but you don't know what to do. So it's kind of strange. And I got stopped on the street a couple times as well. But then you're like, okay, well, they obviously, see me on TV, so you have to like disassociate and be like, okay, I'm a different person than
Right.
what they're seeing.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if not, I feel like a lot of people would go bonkers.
I'm not being handsy. My hands are right here.
Is he right?
Is that why you're
See
keeping
this
your hands up
reputation I
there?
have?
Well, your foot.
Brittany's like he is dreaming. Girl, girl, that's right. So how was the pacing for you? Because I'm sure other acting gigs are different.
Oh, it's brutal.
Yes.
It
I
is
mean, how did you get that muscle
Like,
massage?
I got 2 takes, and that was a lot. And people would give me the side eye. They'd be like, come on, pick it up. And I'm like, dude, I just got here like a week ago.
Yeah.
And like, I was in Spain like a month ago, and I had to like change the chip to
Oh, I'm
speak in
sure,
English.
yeah,
So
sure.
It was hard. It was
wow.
hard. Because I've been there for years, and to actually engage and have that much dialogue in English, So yeah, it was tough, but it keeps you on your feet, and you learn to rely on your instincts a lot more,
Well, there was that brief period where I loved it, where like you guys did talk in Spanish, and they had like the subtitles there, and I was like, oh, look at that, trying to incorporate like the language and everything. I don't know how it went over because it soon went away.
People hated it.
Yeah, I mean,
They're like, what is this?
I liked it.
Oh, I liked it, and I liked when Christopher, Sean, and Hira when they were speaking Japanese and had the
Well, see, here's
subtitles.
the
I was
problem.
fine with
Nice.
it.
Japanese.
Yeah.
Here's the
Wow.
problem for me because I speak Spanish. My accent is not the greatest. I totally admit it.
You can speak
I know,
Espanol?
Yeah, I know my
Vamos a hablar un poco, venga.
Sí.
Vamos a hablar.
But here's the thing. Some people on the show, their Spanish didn't sound that good. Like yours sounded fine, but some people they sounded kind of like they're like, are they reading it phonetically? Like what are they? You know what I mean? So it sounds.
Well, Camilla doesn't have an accent whatsoever.
But she speaks it.
Yeah, but Rafe, it's like it took him some working
Yes.
up, and they actually like I think they made his lines a lot shorter in Spanish, but they wanted to show like
So we
had
just
a
figured
bond
out
and
who that
stuff.
comment was about, James Lott Jr.
Yeah, but I didn't say the name.
Oh, I said it. I
So
didn't say you.
shady. Okay.
And I don't know. Oh, go ahead.
It's true, but he doesn't have a Spanish background, so it's
Right,
obvious,
exactly,
And they
right.
just threw him in there. They're like, "Oh, you'll get it." And he's like, "What does this mean?" He would
Yeah.
come up to me.
He's like, "Cómo está, mama?" You're like, okay.
But see, that's the Spanish I understand.
Oh, you understand that one?
Straightforward. You gotta.
You got to be just straightforward.
Yeah.
straightforward.
Yeah. None of that fancy stuff.
Like abrazos, pesos, and you only know a couple of those words.
I don't. Quesadilla.
I didn't even get that.
I know quesadilla,
Abrazos.
nachos.
Okay.
Abrazos.
Ah, okay. Okay. You said it really fast.
See, he didn't even get it.
He didn't get it.
Uh.
They're like, you didn't get it.
Look,
He's like, what's going on here?
y'all know me. I just sit here with open arms, and so I was sitting here with
It's like,
open
this is
arms.
suddenly
for all this-
Telemundo. Like, what's going on? This is
Well,
Univision.
Francisco, the chat room says you're very dreamy.
They're all saying it.
I'm telling you, it's the lighting. I'm actually quite scary in person.
So there were quite a few storylines that you had while you were there. The petty thief, the covering up, the assault with Brady. It was. I always turned to,
yeah.
yeah. I
I'm
always turned
the
to
historian.
James.
I'm the historian.
Yeah, James is our historian. Like, was there ever a moment like when you were there for a while and you're like, okay, like I'm really like digging this material now? Did you?
Oh
ever have
yeah,
that moment?
yeah. I think the day that Brady and I had the scene, I really liked that. And but there was some moments that I felt like, obviously they're trying to fit my character in and get me adapted and stuff. But some of the scenes seemed a little bit strange to me.
Yeah.
But some other ones, like there was ones with Melanie that I really enjoyed, or just intimate stuff that we would be like in the pub talking, or I really enjoyed when I was working at the pub. I don't know why. I just felt very in control behind the bar. I just give everybody the side eye that would come in that I didn't like.
Sounds like Mark's job.
Oh, that's
very
good.
Well, I kind of use you for inspiration, so I felt like
I was very.
I was doing
I was
some
a very
method.
nice
I was doing
bartender,
method.
was I not?
Yeah,
That's because I thought I knew you.
the people you like.
That's true. That's very true.
That's so funny.
So were you? I know, like you were there for about a year or so.
A little under a year. I can't remember exactly how long, but yeah.
And
I think,
then, was it a surprise to you when they like? Did you know that they were gonna let you go, or did you just get the script one day and was like, "I'm leaving"? What?
Funny story. I went to Spain and everything was fine, and I noticed. I feel like some people in the cast probably knew before I did, which I thought was really weird. But I think that some people probably knew, and I just felt like how they started to treat me differently, like one or two people, and I'm like, oh, this is strange.
Yeah.
Something's up. I felt it. And then I went to Spain, and then I came back, and my manager wanted to pick me up from the airport, like desperately. I'm like, damn, like what's going on? So as soon as I got in the car, he's like, look, they said that they wanted to go in a different direction. They axed like 7 characters. You're one of the 7, and they're bringing back like past characters to try to increase the fan base and try to, you know, like revive it a little bit. And it was a shock because I'm like, okay, I'm still trying to find my groove.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I could do so much more with the character, but you know, for whatever reason, a lot of the times things are out of your hands in Hollywood, and you kind of just have to accept it.
Yeah.
You know, so it took me a couple of days. So I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I had this sense of stability here, and now I don't have it. But you know, you just take it one day at a time. And what was kind of gratifying was that the casting director, Marnie, told me, like, you know what, we really did like your stuff, and we just didn't know where to take the role.
Yeah.
And we had to make room for, you know, other big characters. So
Melanie brought you down.
she might have.
Oh my god.
Sorry, Daquan.
Oh, no.
Sorry, Daquan.
Not at all. Not at all. I feel like, if anything, that would have been the one thing that would have kept me in Days, was just that she and I had a lot of chemistry. I don't know how it was with Nathan.
Yeah.
But I felt like Melanie and I really bonded when we were there, and you could tell in the scenes, like a lot of them, especially when I was leaving Salem. You know, when I was saying my goodbyes, like I was genuinely very hurt. You know, I didn't want to say bye to her, and I said bye to her in that scene as a friend, and also, you know, as a lover on the show.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Carolyn wanted to know: was there anybody you considered a mentor on the show? Anybody actor that?
Oddly enough, Camilla.
Oh, okay.
She was younger, but you know, she showed me the ropes, and whenever I had a question, she would help me out, and it was always never from like an arrogant point of view. It was always just like, oh, just do it this way or do it that way, or you'll learn or whatever. But she never judged me, and I felt like she made me feel very comfortable, and I felt like she had my back. You know.
Yeah.
Some of the people there were a little bit hostile. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
And I don't want to be like bashing anybody, but I just feel like the turnover rate is probably really fast, obviously, and they're probably used to seeing people come and go, so they don't want to invest too much in relationships, maybe. So I felt like maybe that was the reason, but some people wouldn't even say hi.
Wow.
Really?
And I was like, oh, okay. You know,
That's so mean.
But you can't take it personally. I mean, it's their problem.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
I'm like, I have a cool group of people. I got along with Chandler Massey as well, and you know, we were fine. So.
When did you find out that they had recast a new Dario?
Oh, I ran into Camilla the other day, and we were at an audition. She was going in for a different part for a different series. It was.
She's not leaving Days, is she?
Not that I know. And
You heard it here first. No, I'm kidding.
I don't know what's going on as far as her choices, but
They all go on auditions every.
yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
No, everybody
Yeah.
goes on auditions. I mean, I think
LA.
Days tries to control it a little bit.
Oh my god, he's like, enough for you, Tony. He said. He's like, enough for you.
Days
So she
I
told
think
you.
Days tries to monitor the
Right.
auditions. You always have to check with them and stuff. But yeah, I ran into her and I'm like, hey, so what's up? Like, are you still on Days and everything? Because I haven't talked to her in a while. And she's like, yeah, I'm still on Days. Everything's fine. But they're like, they just recast your role, and I'm like, damn it. Like, really? Like, why didn't they give me a call at least? And no, she's like, they're going with somebody older. And I think they're trying to revive kind of the fan base. And he was on All My Children, I believe.
He was on All My Children and Guiding Lights. He did both of those.
So it's like he has a lot,
Following.
a lot of credits and a lot of following, which is obviously what you want when
Yeah.
you go into those kinds of situations. So they made him a lot older. Apparently he aged in Argentina. I don't know what.
Went down there and knows what happens.
Well, he's actually in LA.
Oh, he was in LA.
But he went to Argentina first,
Brady
and
just
I
went to LA to find some woman he's dreaming about, and he asked the bartender if he knows her, and he's like, "Oh, the regular bartender will be in a little bit. He can answer." And it turned out it was Dario.
Oh.
So,
But he was in Argentina. He came back.
but he was in Argentina, and then he went to LA.
He said, no,
so-
he said nothing else going on down there, so he came back.
Oh.
I'm like, it's Argentina. What do you mean nothing's going on down
Damn,
there?
things didn't work out for him because the last time I left it for like some business position.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back to being a bartender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he loves it.
I'm like, I'm offended.
That was my character first.
And also I wanted him to do well.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
Well, he seems happier.
Well, is he happy?
He seems happier.
We only
So-
saw him for a day.
I
For a
mean, I
day.
feel like he's trying to like figure it out. I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but like and I don't know if it was because I knew that Francisco was coming in today, and I started like thinking about like the time that you were on Days. But there was a moment where I was like, I kind of wish they had like brought you back.
Yeah.
Because you know, I don't know. I just feel like when you're already familiar, when you're a fan of Days and you're already familiar with someone playing a certain character, you kind of expect that person to come back. And then when he walked around the corner, I was like, I'm gonna have to give this a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Again, it's going back to what we said earlier, that I feel like it always takes a while for people to get accustomed to it, because the fans are kind of brutal.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yes, they
I
are.
made the huge mistake of like going into one of the forums one day and they're like, Francisco sucks. And I'm like, oh my God. Just give me a couple more weeks. I swear I'll get better. But yeah, no, I think that it's funny how things work out in that way, because I was given this opportunity. It was an amazing opportunity, and I didn't have to work for it that much, because I was just like fresh off the plane. But if I were to be given something like that today, I would approach it in a completely different way.
Yeah.
You know? I felt like I tried to live up to the expectations that they were setting, and I had a very different style of acting, because in Spain, believe it or not, you act very differently.
Yeah.
Even if you were to watch like a Spanish movie, it's just the phonetically and the intonation is very different. So, but yeah, I feel like I would have made a lot of it, but I'm confident in my talent. Like I went in for a Bold and the Beautiful role right before Christmas, and I was gonna have a chemistry read, and everything was going great. And then they axed my character, and they're like, you know what, you don't have the chemistry read anymore. It was down to like 2 guys, and they're just not doing it anymore. So no, it's fine, but it's
part of the business.
It's the name of the game. You know? You have to do it that way.
So how do you stay motivated in this business of up and down?
Denial.
I can still make it.
I feel like there has to be like an element of craziness that you're gonna make it despite all the odds.
Yeah.
Because if not, it's just gonna eat you up. If you really think about the statistics, like, never mind, I'm not gonna go there. But so you try, like Tony and I were speaking about earlier. You have to keep your own projects. You have to motivate yourself. Keep that artistic and kind of perseverant element alive. You know.
And you're also Latino. I mean, it's like in a market that's mainly, soaps are mostly not people of color.
Yeah.
Nowadays they're getting a little more diverse again.
Yeah.
But you have to kind of swim upstream on that too, don't you?
But oddly enough, the way I look has kind of not benefited me in some ways, because I'm not stereotypical Latino.
Right.
European, super white. And it's like, a lot of the times I go into commercial auditions and they're like, are you sure you don't have the wrong day? I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be here. And then they see me speak Spanish and they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird, because I think a lot of the times we're typecast, and it's very stereotypical the way that they approach. And I actually went in for like this CIS role a long time ago, and I killed the audition, killed it. And they're like, you know what, you're just too white. And I'm like, ooh, damn.
Oh wow. Yeah, they're not shy.
No, so
they're not shy.
It works both ways,
Well, I say I've had it, and Tony's gonna make. I'm setting you up right now, Tony. Where I've had auditions for gay stuff, and I was told I wasn't gay enough. I know. But I know what you're saying. Like they want a certain. You know what I mean? I mean, I can be it. Trust me. I can sashay. I can work the runway. But they want something. They have a specific.
Did you have?
Actually, yeah.
You're right.
Did you have the wrong day when you went in?
I might have. That's very possible.
Because,
but I know what you're saying, and I think that's the case, because they just have their eye on a certain thing, and they don't care about anything else. They don't care about talent.
For the Days thing, like the initial role that I got, I barely auditioned, like I told you, and I got it because they saw that picture. It's like, it's all image face sometimes. And I went in for an audition the other day, and I feel like I was way too young. And you could just tell that they dismiss you as soon as you go in the room, and I'm like, just give me a chance.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna.
Well, and they also say too, when you go into an audition, you're not auditioning for that; you're auditioning for the next thing. Yeah. So as long as you do well, they will remember, and they'll say, "Hey, remember that guy who was a little young?
Yes,
I think that he's right for this one." So it'll happen.
Yeah, it's true.
It'll happen. I mean, remember us.
It's always important that you just get in the audition room.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm usually outside,
Absolutely.
being like, "Hey,
shut up.
can I come in, please?" Please, can I? It's like, are you auditioning people? Do you have a role for me? No?
Maxine's son?
I just left my pen in there. Let me get.
Did you work with Maxine? Was Maxine on the show then?
Which one was Max? I don't think so.
She's on Scrubs at the time.
Yeah, well, her name is Aloma Wright, and she didn't come. She played the nurse like a few years ago.
Yeah.
Like she hasn't
She's
been
been
on the
on
show
a
that
while.
long.
Though.
But she
Maybe
was-
she wasn't on as much. I feel
Not
like
back
she's,
No, she
then.
was on Scrubs. She was playing Laverne on Scrubs.
Yeah,
Wow.
she wasn't on back then.
She worked with Melanie a lot.
Wait a second. What does she look like? What does she look like?
African American woman.
Oh yeah, she was on a couple episodes, I
Couple,
think.
probably? Okay.
But she made like
Was
guest
she-
stars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, because she
Briefly.
started off
In
not
the
on a
hospital, in the
lot,
hospital.
and then she
Okay.
became a more
No, she was-
regular.
She was amazing. I loved her.
that long?
I guess
Yes,
so. I
No,
guess so.
she was on like very briefly.
Little
Very
bits.
briefly,
She would
yeah,
come
yeah.
on little bits, and then all of a sudden she was on more.
I
and
remember
more
she
and more.
told me she was on Scrubs. Yeah.
Yeah, she was great on Scrubs. They killed her on
Yeah.
Scrubs.
This whole time, I've been sitting here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I liked her. I remember her, and I worked
Yeah.
with her for like 2 days, but she was that
Yeah.
memorable.
Now I want to ask you because you were behind the
Oh,
candelabra.
someone just said
Oh, someone just said it.
Francisco
I
was
was
cute on Behind
Yeah,
the
you guys.
Candelabra.
So how was that? I mean, Matt Damon, Michael Douglas,
And I love
mean,
the name
Rob Lowe.
on your IMDb.
What does it say? Like
Backstage flirt.
Backstage. I love that. Yeah. So how was that experience? It was a big hit movie, of course, TV movie.
Yeah.
But how was that?
the movie
experience?
was insane, and
Yeah.
as soon as I saw Michael Douglas, I'm like, they are going to nominate him for everything.
Yeah.
He was just taking so many risks as an actor
Yeah.
that it's inspiring to be around that.
Yeah.
You know, Matt Damon, obviously he's Matt Damon, but I was more awestruck
Michael.
Yeah.
by Michael Douglas just because he didn't even seem like the person that I had seen
Yeah.
in other movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, our scene was kind of longer, got super cut down.
Oh, okay.
So basically, all I'm doing is like looking like an idiot and awestruck, which I didn't even have to act that much. And yeah, but it was a gift because you get to be around that kind of energy, and I got to be with Soderbergh, and it was just I even talked to him, which was amazing.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Yeah, I'm like, was that good?
Was that okay?
He's like,
I'm like, I want you to get the best possible take. And he's like, no, yeah, you looked really surprised. I'm like, oh, okay, that's awesome. Because basically that's all I had to
Okay.
do. So yeah, it was amazing. When I saw the movie, when it came out,
Yeah.
it blew me
was
away.
good.
How stylized it was, and the acting, and how kind of nasty Michael Douglas was.
Did you know of Liberace? Did you hear of Liberace?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he wasn't in, like
No,
around when I was young,
Right.
but yeah, I researched him and everything for the movie, and it was like the voice was on point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of
See, I grew up with him. I was
young.
young enough to remember him, and old enough to remember him. And I remember my mother always saw the movie like, that's right. No one thought he was gay. It was really weird.
Yeah.
Come
I remember
on
that.
now.
I remember that. It was just like he was this flamboyant, performer.
Well, I think it was kind of the same with Elton John too, wasn't it?
Well, John
Where he
Smoke
wasn't
too,
really
yeah.
out, but you were just like, oh,
Well, like Paul
he's
Lynn,
a dresser.
like Paul Lynn and like Rip Taylor, yeah, they were out kind of, and they were really gay. That the 70s were weird, and the 70s were a weird decade anyway. But it was just like with him, we just saw him as this big performer who wore all the rings and had the.
I think he just probably had a really good publicist.
Maybe that's you, I guess. I
That,
was
like, in back in the day, they wouldn't let the dirt out that much.
yeah, they would.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Whereas
would.
today, it's like you can get a picture of anybody.
Right.
Like,
Well, back
you
in
can
the
get
day,
a
it was
picture of the
National
board.
Enquirer and
Yeah.
the Globe and all that. There was only a few publications that there was
Yeah.
no internets.
Ken, I just want to read this. Sebastian K says Francisco's jawline could cut a diamond.
Damn.
And Daquan, I'll read one of your stupid questions. He wants to know if you keep in touch with Molly.
I haven't talked to Molly in a while, honestly, but I have her on Facebook, and like I keep like I do like to see what she's doing from time to time, and the people on Days, especially the people that I bonded with, hold a special place in my heart. And I know it sounds cheesy, but it's like. It was my first major acting experience when I came in from Spain. So every time I passed by,
Did you go to the
Burbank
50th?
Studios, the 50th what? No.
So that's a no.
We didn't go either.
We didn't get invited either.
Yeah, it's okay.
No, I mean, like I said, the turnover is so big that if they invited everybody, I mean,
Yeah.
so.
So if you could reprise your role as Dario, like, and you could, because we like to play writers on the show too.
Oh,
So,
interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
so, I have my character, obviously. And everyone has theirs, Mrs. Chad Demera.
Did you work? No, you didn't. You maybe the other guy.
No, it was,
Casey
Casey was on when he was on.
Yes.
Oh,
But,
Casey, I remember Casey.
Yeah.
but
Recast.
how would you foresee Dario right now? Coming back into Salem, like, what has he done? Like, if you could just write the role of Dario right now.
I think, I mean, I don't know, some people may say that this is kind of I would play him a lot more just like me.
Yeah.
Just like very laid back. I felt like they were kind of trying to push the bad guy role a little bit and just make him a little bit more likable, because
Yeah.
I think that he started off with not that much of a following, like we said, and just make them more laid back. I feel like a lot of those the soaps are just so heavy that it would be kind of nice to have a little bit more uplifting kind of vibe to a role. You know? I don't know. That's me.
Well, he seems like that now, so y'all might have missed the mark on that.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Oh, the new Dario?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
So wait, now tell me again. I don't really remember, but you said there was when you had some kind of interaction with Brady.
Yeah.
What was that?
It was a cover-up of a assault.
No, like I ran into him at the coffee shop or something like that, and we almost like got confrontational and stuff. And he's like, "Well, what are you doing here? I know that you're stealing whatever." I think.
Well, I'm just thinking because they are the first two that are interacting with the new Dario.
He goes,
It's
"Hey,"
Brady.
they're like,
so that's what I'm
"Hey."
just thinking. I'm like,
Are they on a friendly basis or what?
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
it seemed,
they
it
are.
seemed like they are. See, that's why I was asking because I'm like, wait a minute.
Brady and I, he hated my character.
Yeah.
Like,
Because he doesn't seem to hate him right now.
No, I mean
He's like, Dario, what are you doing here?
I mean, it's
like,
it's years later.
yeah.
So-
Well, I just when you mentioned it, that's what sparked because I was like, wait a
And
minute,
he has
he's
a
had
new
scenes
heart.
with.
maybe
That's true.
Maybe he's
Brady's
done some
got a new
healing.
heart, by the way.
Maybe-
He's got
maybe-
Daniel's heart.
Oh, literally, he has a new
Literally.
heart.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Literally, it stays in our
That
lives.
was a metaphor.
Come
Okay.
on, no,
That's nice.
Stays in our lives.
Pun intended. That's nice.
Yeah. So that's why he's dreaming about Daniel's exes.
Whoa! That's actually a really good storyline.
Yeah, no good answer.
That's really good.
Mind
Except that
blown.
it's Daniel. Other than that,
It's good because you.
but I have my.
This is Daniel. That's a break.
I'm hearing more about Daniel now that he's dead.
You are, I know. When he was alive.
Wow.
I can't.
These storylines.
That's the only reason I
Right.
want Melanie to stay alive. So they stopped talking about
What
it.
is she? Is she? On the
She's
verge
not
of
on
dying
anymore.
or something?
No, she's not.
No,
She came for the
popped in and
funeral.
popped out.
She
Oh,
came for
yeah.
the
Yo,
Yeah.
Camilla told me that. She's like, oh yeah, Molly's on like every 2 months, and then she leaves, and then she comes back, and then she leaves.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, just
Well,
doing it.
Carolyn did bring up, they did say at the end, no hard feelings. New
Yes.
They said no hard feelings. They kind of addressed it a little bit.
Who knew hard feelings? Who?
Between Dario and Brady.
Brady.
Well, because like remember historian, like Brady got him that job at Titan, but he put him with the toughest manager ever, so that he was like working long hours and all that, so he can avoid not being around Molly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or Melanie,
Yeah.
and then he started doing so well that they were like, "We're gonna uproot you to Argentina."
Yes, Argentina.
Yeah, and then he was
yeah.
like, "I gotta go," and then he
I
left.
remember that. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like the messenger boy started off. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So catch us up now. Like, what has life been like for you besides like auditioning and stuff since your time on Days?
Well, I've been doing a lot of Spanish stuff. Surprisingly, I work with like this kind of reenactment Christian network, and work is very consistent with them, and it's nice because it keeps me on my toes. But it's very like telenovela kind of
Okay.
Over the top.
It's very much like what?
telenovela.
Telenovela.
I love
Right.
that. I like that.
Telenovela.
Which that reminded me of the new series with.
So, I was gonna
Yeah,
Oh, with Eva
Which is-
Longoria.
It
Hilarious.
kills me.
It's
It's
hilarious.
so funny. I auditioned for that too, and I was like one of two guys,
Oh.
and they gave it to the other guy. But
Come on,
Well,
Hollywood.
there's others.
Damn it.
If it's gonna be on a while, there'll be more.
Yeah, I
flights,
could go on
so-
there.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I, that's exactly like right up my alley with as far as like comedy and stuff. I love
Yeah.
that stuff, and I love
Yeah.
like the very over the top like style.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do a lot of like reenactment stuff. I go in for commercials. I booked a couple commercials. Small roles here and there, but nothing huge. I tested for a pilot like right before going to Spain for Christmas, and it was for Shadowhunters, and it was like we were I was one of 4 guys, and they gave it to someone else again.
Goodness gracious.
But it just like you take it as it comes.
Yeah.
And it's so nice to be part of that process and to have somebody notice you, because initially when I went in for Shadowhunters, they didn't want to have anything to do with me. And I'm
Rude.
like, I know that I killed that audition.
Yeah.
I know that I did. And then they finally called me like a month later, and they're like, you know what? You're going straight to producers, and then you're testing. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh wow.
So
See, sometimes you just never know.
you never know. You never know. You may give up hope on like a certain role, and then if you think that you did well, it'll come back around. So it's nice.
And then also you told me outside that you were starting your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell people
Yeah,
about that?
I'll tell people. It's kind of a joking thing, but since I have a dog and a cat, my dog's name is Mallorca, like the island I was born on in Spain, and my cat's name is Dolores. I spend a lot of time with them, and I'm a huge animal lover, and I just decided to come up with this concept one day to have like a comedic take to it, and to have like this YouTube channel called Pepe's Pet Tips. Pepe's my nickname. So I was actually thinking about launching it, and I have really good banter with one of my friends. His name is Tony, and
Not me, but another Tony.
yeah, we don't get along.
Hated him.
So yeah, I'm gonna gradually start going into that, and it's good. It's a good way to keep creative when you're not doing anything, because actors, we have a lot of downtime, and I love just like goofing around.
Yeah.
So, yeah, looking forward to it.
What?
Daquan wrote Francisco to you because there might be multiple Franciscos in the room. Look at Mark. Mark stalked Billy for months on Twitter and finally got him to come in. So don't give up.
Oh, look at that!
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I did stalk him and got him.
Daquan, thank
Daquan,
you.
yeah.
Daquan.
Francisco would be good for GH. Yes, there are Hispanics in GH. So yes, you'd be good for GH.
It's good. It's awesome that we're opening kind of like the roster as far as diversity. I think that's so cool, because especially living in LA, you run into all sorts of. I mean, just look at us at this table.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we have to be true to life.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. I totally agree.
So-
Very true.
I
I
That's
agree.
how things are.
So before we have to wrap things up, I feel like time always goes by so fast.
Goes by fast.
Especially with me.
Always. Yes.
So are there besides acting, and I know that you've had success with that, is there anything else that you would like to venture into? I know you're doing the YouTube channel, but is there any other aspect of the industry that you have ever thought about going into?
I think that I've gotten like a couple hosting opportunities, which I don't know what kind of a host I would make. I don't think I would be very good.
Yeah, Mark doesn't either. He's still trying to figure that out.
Well, you can give me some pointers.
Do you see what I did?
I don't know if
Oh no, they're telling you I'm not good.
No, I mean, I don't know. We can grow together.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
I totally help. I totally help.
you can. Never mind.
Well, we just kind of zhuzh you up a little bit
Hair.
more.
Wait, look at the hair. There we go. There we go. It's twins. There you go.
I this has nothing to do with the industry, but I love to volunteer and work with kids. It drives me crazy.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it, and I used to collaborate a lot with Art of Elysium,
Okay.
and they're really well known, and I have it kind of on the back burner now because I've been so busy. But I love it equally as much as acting. And what we would do is we would go to hospitals and schools with kids with either learning disabilities or physical impairments or whatever, and we would go entertain them and act for them. And like I said, I love to not take myself seriously, so I would literally have the craziest role when we would do these scripts. I would be like the dog or Rumpelstiltskin or whatever, and I'd be jumping around and having a great time with the kids.
Yeah.
So
Kids
it's
are
kind of
energizing.
rewarding because you see that you have an immediate result. It's like this can be such a self-absorbed industry, and when you give back and you do it for good, it's
Makes a difference.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I just read something where I don't know if they do it here, but somewhere there's a hospital that takes volunteers to care for newborns.
I just saw that.
Hold them and sing to them.
They
and
hire
talk
people
to them
now
and
just to hold newborns.
stuff. Yeah.
I might scare a kid if I sing to him, but I'll talk to him in Spanish. That might be
There you
sweet.
go.
Oh, that would be
There you
good.
go.
Yeah,
There you
look,
go.
start them early because listen, when I finally took Spanish in high school, I was like, I really wish somebody would have habla español.
No,
me
that is no excuse. My mom and my stepdad went to China when they were 50, and they learned Chinese, so you can still do it.
Yeah.
Come on now,
Come on,
Tony. Let me
Tony.
get you
Come on,
together.
Eye on the prize. Go
Let's
on.
get you together.
Hashtag the struggle was real. I can understand Spanish, but I can't really speak it that well.
Yeah.
Although
At least you can understand. That's big.
I do listen to Selena a lot. I have no idea what she's saying, but I can feel her
I mean,
emotion.
she's Selena.
Yeah, Selena.
she's
No,
Selena.
not Gomez.
I'm like,
Not
she's
good.
pretty whitewashed.
as in Selena Quintanilla.
Quintanilla, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
May she rest in peace.
I love her Spanish songs.
Good.
Sometimes I have no idea what she's saying, but I can feel the emotion.
No, she's great.
Yeah,
She's great.
yeah.
I'm gonna put you into some flamenco music.
Ooh, yeah.
Flamenco music?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we have a flamenco show at my theater on Sundays.
do you?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Once a month. Well, they were doing it. I don't know if they're still doing it.
I would love
Yeah.
to go see it.
Yeah. I'll check it out. I'll let you
Well,
know.
Mark will hook you up with tickets.
I would
can.
love to.
Well, it's not our show, but I can.
Damn it,
I'm
Mark.
sure I can.
Well, he can figure it out.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
He'll work
Odyssey
with
Theater.
it.
I wore my
Oh,
shirt
there we
today.
go.
Oh, that's what you have on. I just thought it was a bunch of Billy
Odyssey
Flynns.
Theater.
I don't know.
Yeah, they can't see it on the camera.
Oh, that's why.
There we go.
Oh, there it is.
All right.
Oh,
They
boy.
can see it, Mark.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
thank
they
you.
can see
All
it,
of a
Mark.
sudden. Yeah.
God?
All right.
God.
Yes, my child.
So, unfortunately, we have now run out of time, and we have to move things along so that we can get started with Dishin Days. But, Francisco, thank you so much for coming
It
in
was
and
terrible.
revisiting your...
Awful.
I'm glad that you were able to come in and revisit your character of Dario.
I'd
with us.
love to talk
appreciate
about
it.
that time in my life, so thanks a lot for having me here.
No
I appreciate
problem.
it.
Well, and of course, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And before we head out, Mark, let the kind folks know where they can find you and your hair.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Lorraine Love, LORAYNELOVE, and you can find my hair on Twitter, Livin' for the Hair.
And Francisco,
If you were on Twitter, you'd know this.
Oh my God,
You
I
need
have
to get
follow
on.
you. That's amazing.
You need to like my tweets.
and Francisco, are you on social media?
I am. My Twitter is slightly abandoned. It's Peppo Duder, PEPODUDER. And fortunately enough, it's the same on Instagram. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, I do use Instagram a lot.
So make sure you follow him. My chocolate twin.
I'm at Black Hope LA on Twitter. It's Black. Oh, it's Black. It's BLAKHOPELA on Twitter, and James Lott Jr. everywhere else.
How come every time I ask you for your social media, you get stumbled?
I do. I'm on social media all the time. It's crazy.
Yeah, you are.
I am.
And of course, you guys can find me on all social media platforms at Lounging with Tony or my
Lounging with
website,
Tony.
loungingwithtony.com. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And don't go anywhere because we have a full recap of Days of Our Lives coming up right after this.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.